Dear listeners, Namaste. Today, I would like to share with you a vital topic as to how we have to change our perception and values in order to be able to be stable within. It is said, life is nothing but a journey between womb to the tomb. There are varied definitions of life. Shakespearean definition of life is filled with fury and struggle, signifying nothing. Yet another definition of life is a struggle between what is and what should be. Life is a tragedy to those who only feel, while life is a comedy for those who think. Like this, there are varied definitions of life. Each person defines life according to his perception. But the most appealing definition to me is life is a gap between what is and what should be. Now let us think as to what this life is in spiritual terms, or even from our day-to-day transactions. Life is nothing but series of experiences. If the experiences are good, we say the life is good. If the experiences are pretty bad, we say life is bad. But our endeavor is that our life should be good. I feel within a sense of good feeling all the time. I must be stable. I must be happy. I must be free from grunting and grumbling about life. This is what we intend to do. Now, let us see how to make this life better. How to make this quality of life better. Now, let us find out as to how the experience emerges in our life. Experience comes into being, experience comes out of the interaction of two elements called the experiencer and the experienced. Experiencer is me, experiencer is the world I deal with. In Vedantic terms, aham, I, the individual, idam, the world with which the individual deals with it. So the whole life revolves around the experiences derived from the interaction between aham and idam, I and the world outside. When I say the world outside, includes all other things other than the I, the individual. So as we can see, as the experience depends on these two elements called the experiencer and the world, the experienced, our aim is to improve the quality of experience, because only when I improve the quality of my experience, my life will be good, my life is better. Therefore, logically thinking, it leads me to the conclusion that I have three options to improve the quality of my experience, which in turn improves the quality of my life. Option 1 is keep I the same and try to change the world outside. Then quality of experience is changed. Or the opposite of that, keep the world the same and bring in change in me. Then also the quality of experience changes. Option 3, change the I, the individual, and also change the world outside. then also the quality of experience, thereby the quality of life improves. An analogy can be drawn for this. I have a product. I have a product which you call as finished product. This finished product, or any finished product for that matter, needs two things. One is the raw material, the second is the process. So we have again three options here to improve the quality of the product. One is change the raw material from which the finished product is made. Keep the process the same. Change the raw material, quality of the finished product is changed. Or keep the raw material the same, but change the process, then also quality of finished product is changed. Option 3, change the quality of raw material as well as change the process, then also the quality of finished product is changed. Similarly, the case of the experiencer, and the experienced. But though we have three options, our immediate tendency is to bring in change in others, change in the world. When we say the world, it includes the people with whom we are interacting, the circumstances which we are facing. So what we immediately do is that we come to a conclusion, we come to a false notion that my instability within, the disturbances which are caused within, that is because of the external things, because of the external world, because of people with whom I am dealing, because of people who have created this kind of circumstance to me. Like this, we always jump into the conclusion, which is a false notion, that if I had to make myself to be stable within, the immediate thing which I would like to do is they bring in correction outside, correction in others. Why did this man talk to me like this? Why did the other person behave like this? Why did the third person did like this to me? Like this goes on. And all our life, we keep trying to see bringing correction in others. We spend a lot of energy in doing this. There was a youngster, a flamboyant, hot-blooded youngster, who was basically a revolutionary in his attitude. So he prayed to the Lord, "O Lord, I am disgusted with the world with which I am interacting. The whole thing to be changed, the whole thing to be uprooted at once. Therefore, give me strength and courage to change the whole world and create a new world order." This was the prayer he prayed. Then maybe after about 35, 40 years, let's say he reached mid-40, he realized, because there was a little more maturity he got, then he realized what a stupid prayer I offered to the Lord. He revised his prayer to the Lord and said, "O Lord, I was stupid in asking, giving strength to bless me with strength to change the world. It was certainly a stupid suggestion, stupid thinking. Now I have revised it. The revised prayer is, O Lord, give me strength and courage to change only those who come in contact closely with me." It could be friends, it could be relatives, it could be strangers, it could be anybody. Then many years passed by, he reached 60, 65. Then again, he was more matured than in his mid-40s. He got some more experiences. Then he again revised the prayer to the Lord. "O Lord, I was still not wise enough to put right prayer before you. Now I realize when I reach this age that, and I would like to revise the prayer." He said, "O Lord, give me strength to change myself, because I have found that the changing others is a futile exercise." And then he continues, "O Lord, how stupid I was, how foolish I was in my earlier thinking. How I wish I had this wisdom of determining to change myself, to be stable within. I spent all my energy in changing others all my years. I would deem that is a waste of time, which I foolishly did." So this is how it goes. Now, all of us, we keep on gathering experiences in our day to day interactions. It is said, experience is a hard teacher. It gives us the test first and the lessons later. And somebody again gave a nice definition to experience. Experience, as we think, is not just what happens to you. Real experience is what you do with what has happened to you. Therefore, whatever the experience I gain in my day to day transactions, I have to, there are many tips which I get how to improve my life. Therefore, there should be a shift of emphasis. I must change my perception. I must change my attitude towards life, towards people around. This is the only way. In fact, no one can change the other person. Father cannot change the son cannot change the father, mother-in-law cannot change the daughter-in-law, daughter-in-law cannot change the mother. But all the time, this struggle goes on with everybody that they expect change in others. How I wish I had my son like that. How I wish I had my daughter-in-law like this. This is how it goes on. It is unending, and it is impossible to find another person. Just think for a while. How is it possible to expect someone to be behaving in the exact manner which you think? Is a futile thinking. But we know it all right, but we can't give up that. Our immediate attempt is to bring in change in others, and it is a futile exercise. Therefore, in fact, all our spiritual sadhanas are meant only to change ourselves. In fact, the moment I get even spiritual knowledge, the moment I come to know what is Rajasic, Tamasic, and Sattvic gunas, my immediate job is to identify whether somebody X is Tamasic, whether Y is Rajasic, or somebody else is Sattvic. But that is not the intention of knowledge. Intention of knowledge about gunas is to uplift myself, to change myself, graduate myself from Tamasic to Rajasic, Rajasic to Sattvic. Therefore, let our focus of all our spiritual sadhana, let us focus our attitude in changing myself, changing my attitude, there should be a total shift of paradigm. That if I got to be stable, if I am determined to do that, if I am very hell-bent upon that, the only way is that you change yourself. In fact, when you change yourself, you will find change in the world. This is the law. Now, without changing myself, any time, any number of attempts you make outside, we know it by our own experience, it is futile. But don't give up that. The only way is to change my attitude. Particularly when you start become aging, I have to change my perception. I have to change the way I live. I have to change the way I think. I cannot make my grandson or granddaughter to think and behave in the same manner what I think. How foolish it is. It's not possible. Because no two persons are unique. No two persons are the same in the world. Every person is unique. Therefore, let us accept this harsh fact, harsh reality, and then stop chasing to change others and dissipate and waste energy. Let us be wise and then at least make a determination. The only way that I should be happy within, the only way that I should be stable, I can be stable within, is by bringing change within myself. Therefore, let us offer our prayer to the Lord as the youngster did, which I mentioned earlier. O Lord, give me the courage, commitment, and serious practices to change myself. Bringing any change, particularly in me, is the very tough process. It doesn't happen in one day. Because we have been living this way for so many years. Then how can we bring in change overnight? It's not possible. Practice should be consistent. Practice should be very serious. And practice should be incessant. This is the only way to do. Therefore, let us try to cultivate this habit. Because there is no such time limit. Any person, however old he is or she is, there is scope for changing. At least let us bring in change in this direction, at least now, and then be sort of independent of the world outside. Whatever happens, situations outside, circumstances I face, whether favorable or not favorable, I should not get destabilized. I should be able to be stable, because I can acquire that or I can reach that state only if I am changing my perception, only if I am sold myself with the idea that I have to change to be completely stable and to be free from the effects of the outside world. Hari Om, all the best to you in this attempt.